am I?
You are standing by a pothole.
Oh, okay. Can I get the lamp then?
No.
Oh. Can I pick up the lamp?
No.
Take lamp? Okay. What's this again?
You are standing by a pothole.
Alright. Can I go to the pub?
No.
Oh. Well, I better enter the hole?
No.
No? Okay. Down? Where am I?
It is dark. Better get some light or you may be in trouble.
Oh, okay. Where am I now?
This is a vast cavern with passages leading east, south and west.
I'll go east then. Where am I?
This cave contains only a pool of oil.
Take oil.
No.
Oh, okay. I'll go west then. Where am I?
You are in the western alcove. There is a Ming vase
alcove.
here.
That sounds posh. And a Ming vase. Doesn't look very Ming. I'll take it anyway. Can I take the oil now?
No.
Fill vase? Champion. Where am I?
Here is a giant rusty door.
Right. Open the door. Oh.
The door is shut fast.
Oh, okay. Ah. Oil the door. Ah. Thanking you. Where am I?
You are in the treasure cave. There is a gold bar.
A real
here.
gold bar? Really? I'll have that then. Remember, lift with your knees, not with the back.
Well done. You're a winner.
A winner is me. Huzzah!
Today we're going to be looking at the ZX81 Pocketbook by Trevor Toms, published by Phipps Associates all the way back in 1981, July 1981 to be precise. The specific thing we're looking at is the ZX81 Adventure, Create Your Own, on page 94. Suitable for 16K RAM, this program allows you to create your own adventure-type games on the ZX81. A complete game is included for you to see how it's done, and also to give you a bit of fun into the bargain. Adventure was originally written to run on computers somewhat larger than a ZX81, having roughly 256k bytes of memory. Think about that. And running faster as well. The game doesn't vary from one run to another, as the layout of the game remains fixed. Although this may seem a bit limited, the original version is so large that you may become bored with playing before you find out all there is to know. The game takes place in a network of caves, and the object of the game is to gather all the treasure that is dotted around. Some of the treasure cannot be taken straight away. For example, there is a pearl stuck inside a giant clam, and part of the fun is to discover a way of getting the clam open. At each turn you're given a description of your current location. The game then waits for you to type in up to 2 keywords. For example, go south, walk east, climb up. Or you may wish to manipulate an object, take gold. The objects are not necessarily treasures. They may seem useless, but always have some use throughout the game. In order to give the game some spice, dwarves pop up at random and throw knives at you. The original game is too vast to run on a ZX81. He's borrowed several ideas from different sources to make a version which can be tailored to run many different games. You can run on ZX81, Abersoft did it later that year. The game comes in 3 portions. An Adventure Master program, which controls the flow of the game and checks that all commands are suitably obeyed. An Adventure Loader, which allows you to set up games on your own. And then Adventure Information, which makes each game unique, containing room descriptions, keyword actions, objects, and so on. So the first thing you need to do is load the master program. We've now loaded the master program, I'll show you it. It's this listing. It's all there. Various arrays of varying sorts. For example, however, O is not defined yet. The first thing we need to do is fill in some blanks. So the first thing we have to do is fill in, for the test adventure we're going to be running, and I acted out in the beginning, as you can see on the screen here, there are a number of text messages. Each message starts at 7,000 plus message times 10. So for example, the first message would be, the door is shut fast. So when it's invoked, you put our message 7,010, the door is shut fast, and then we return. You do this for every different adventure game you have. The messages might be different. You could have up to 100 messages, because room descriptions start at number 8,000. So each room has a number. We start at 8,000, so room 1 would be at position 8010, and so on. You get to enter up to 100 rooms, just about, bearing in mind that you're running on a 16K machine. So room number 1 is, when we enter it, you are standing by a pothole. You could have other messages as well, but essentially that's what you do. The more text you have, the less adventure you can get, by the way. And then return. After entering all your room descriptions, you would then type run 9000, as we shall see here. So by going to run 9000, notice run 9000, which will clear out any current existing variables, and then we go into the loader, which loads all the arrays. There are a number of arrays we need to load. The first couple is the object array. How many objects are there? Number 5. And for each object, we need to know the room it's in and the description. So the first object is room number 1. It's a lamp. The second object is in room 0, which means it does not currently exist, because this object is created by one of our actions. So obviously create a lighted lamp by lighting it. So room number 5, there was a Ming vase. But in room 0, the next object is a vase of oil. And finally, in room number 6, there's a bar of gold. It now stops. What you then need to do is go to line 9200. Do not run 9200, otherwise you will lose what you've just typed in. It stops after each array in order to let you check. So now it wants to know the number of words you have. So the first 6 words are reserved for directions, and 13 and 14, as in the action code, are reserved for take and drop. So here we have 25 words, and decided to be nice in that word number 1 is both N and naught for north. The significant characters are limited to 4. So here we are, E and east, S and south. Both S and south relate to word number 3, and that's the word we use in the instructions later. So you could have all kinds of variations doing the same thing. So for example, once we get to 06, you've got D for down. You could also have descend. You could have exit, doing the same sort of thing. Here we have 13 being take. You could also have 13 being get. 14 being drop. Could also be 14 being put. And so on and so forth. We now need to enter the room tables. There's a room connections. Each room connects to other rooms. So this is done with a number of numbers. Paired 2-digit numbers. How many rooms are there? In our little test adventure, we have 6 rooms. So room 1, we need to enter 00, which means there are no connections at all to start with. This is unusual. We then enter pairs of 2-digit numbers. So word 02, which is east, goes to room 03. And then 03 south goes to 04, 04 west goes to 05, and 00 means that is the end of the list. The fact that the first room has no exits is because we're handling moving differently. So this is the room connection table. Having entered that, we need to enter conditionals, which set various flags. In this game, we have 3 conditionals, and they're rather interesting how they're done. This is where a lot of the power of the game comes in. So a conditional is essentially a very powerful if statement, which lets you do all kinds of things. So we're now going to enter the conditionals. If I go to 9400, don't do run, do not do run. How many conditionals are there? There are 3 in the test adventure. And the first one is A04, which means, are we in room 4? And is marker number 6 set? You have a number of markers. Full stop is the end of the condition, and after that is what you actually do. So D02 is display message number 2, and then await a new command. So we're done then. So that is, if you're in room 4 and the door is already open, then display a message saying that. The other message is if you're in room 4 and marker 6 is not set, which is F06, then display message number 1. So it tells you the door is open or shut. And the last message is if you're in room 1 and you're carrying object 5, A01 in room 1, D05, you're carrying object 5, the gold bar, then display message 6 and quit. Q is for quit. This is just very simple conditionals. And the last part is keyword actions, where you enter what happens if you try various verbs and combinations of objects and so on. There are 21 of these, so let's look at a couple of them. How many actions are there? There are 21 in this simple test adventure. The first one is if you're using words 13 and 19, which is take lamp, and the object is present. Yes, the condition B01 is object is in room 1, and then action B01 is pick up room 1, and then print OK. L means print OK. The next one is 14 is drop, 19 is lamp. So if you've got the lamp, and then you can drop it. So C01 is drop the lamp and say OK. This one is much more complicated, which is if you pick up a lamp which is already lit, then put the light on. So this is where a lot of the power is. So remember, it's the 2 numbers on their own are words. Then you have conditions. B02 is carry. There are 13, 14, 15 or 16 different action codes and 8 condition codes, which can be combined up to 31 characters. And L is action code OK. Once you've done all this, you go to 9600, where you are prompted for the name of the game, which in our case will be mini test, because it's only a little mini test adventure. It then saves the entire adventure to tape, and once it's loaded, it'll then run. So, we're standing by a pothole. There is also a lamp. We enter our 2 little commands, so let's go down into the hole and see what we get. It is dark, better get some light or you may be in trouble. This starts a countdown. We can wander around in the dark for a while. Nothing in particular bad happens to us, but we can't see anything. And not being able to see things isn't really ideal. We're just blundering around, we can't see the exits. Nothing horrible happens, you don't get attacked by grooves or falling into holes, but, you know, the options are there for future adventures. So let's go back to the start and pick up that lamp. So we're back outside the pothole, where the lamp is, and with adventure games you can either do take, get or pick up. This game uses take. It's also possible, I believe, in this game to add both take and get, but being the same thing. Pick up is trickier because that's two words than the object. But now we've picked up the lamp. We've got the lamp. We can now go down the hole. Because the reason I say you can use take and get if you choose to is it supports both D and down. So although we have the lamp, it is not lit. So we now get to light the lamp. All quite sensible so far. Now has to search through all the object actions and stuff to make sure we've got something here. So light lamp is found. It sets some flags. We now look again and we can see where we are. Now it looks at the appropriate subroutine based on the room. We're in a vast cavern with passages leading east, south and west. A dim passage slopes upwards behind us. So let's head west. It tells us where we did last. We're in the western alcove where there is a Ming vase. So we shall take the vase. Because in adventure games you always take things. There is an inventory limit of 5 items, which we're not going to hit in this adventure. So now let's traipse east back to the original room. Again, we're in this vast cavern. We've not been east yet, so let's go east. A cave containing only a pool of oil. Now you can't take the oil because you have nothing to carry it with. However, you are carrying a Ming vase. So you can see here you can try and take the oil. It won't work, but there's a certain logic to it, so you know it's worth a try. Now take oil is not one of the listed actions. It just says you can't. However, you can fill the vase, which isn't ridiculous, to be fair. And having filled the vase, we get to return to the original chamber, and the only exit remaining we have not explored is south. We head south, and there is a giant rusty door. The door is shut fast, so obviously try and open the door. And it's aware that you might try and do this. This is a valid action in the action table. And it pops out a message, it is too stiff for us to open. However, we have oil with us. So by using the oil on the door, we will lubricate it. And now, once you try to open the door, it knows that the door has been oiled, therefore it is openable. With a grunt, we manage to open the door. The door is now open. We get to proceed southwards. We're now in the treasure cave where there is also a bar of gold. All that's left is a bar of gold. All that's left of the dreams we sold was a bar of gold. The adventure is not finished yet. We have to return to the start, which isn't very difficult. But the idea is you have to get back to the start. So back to the giant rusty door. Let's take it back to the start. So let's try closing the door, just to make things tidy. Is that a possible action? It's not in the action table, therefore it'll tell us you cannot. So now back in the vast cavern, possibly based on Wookiee Hole. Now we go up. and we're by the pothole with the bar of gold. Therefore we did it. Well done. Stop at line 9999. Hooray for us. Thank you for watching this video on what is called the Trevor Tom's Adventure system. That's what it's known as on CASA, the Solution Archive, because this game spawned a number of games that used it. One is included in this book, and I'll be covering it in about 4 weeks' time, The City of Alzan. However, Phipps Associates also published Colditz, Greedy Gulch, The Knight's Quest, and Magic Mountain. First tune for the ZX81 in French was written using this system. There was even the Tablets of Hippocrates, which looks rather good fun, where Hippocrates found a cure for cancer, and it's your job to go and find it. Apparently, in an interview with Sean Ellis, the creator of the graphic adventure creator, the Trevor Tom system was an inspiration. What else can you do with this system? You had 5 countdown. So one idea I was having, which I've not implemented, was something like once you pick up the gold bar, an alarm goes off and perhaps you have a few turns to escape before you're trapped in the cave. Another alternative, you pick up the gold bar and unless you replace it with, say, a lead bar, the alarm is triggered and you can't escape. How do you get a lead bar? Perhaps after using the vase to oil the hinges, you can then take the Ming vase to a shop and sell it for money. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next week.